The Department of Transport in the province says its Operation Shanela is focused on ensuring that no child's journey to school ends in tragedy. Since the start of January, the Road Traffic Inspectorate has intensified operations at 26 satellite traffic stations, targeting vehicles which ferry school children, the country's future, to school. The results were startling. Out of nearly 200 vehicles contracted to the department inspected so far, 63 were failed on the spot. From faulty brakes and worn-out tires to missing seat belts, the hazards uncovered were grim warnings of the risks many learners face daily. To tackle this crisis, the department has implemented an innovative system which tracks and monitors vehicles which have been stopped for various transgressions. This would allow law enforcement officers to ground vehicles until they're certified roadworthy.
We can't have a data that your vehicles have failed, but must be seen as well on the road. That is why we've developed a new tracking system that ensures that the movement of that vehicle, if it has been impounded, if it has been taken straight for service, it can't move until it has been certified by us.
The department says the focus is now shifting towards private operators. New reforms are on the table, including mandatory criminal background checks for drivers and a move to twice-yearly roadworthiness tests. But challenges remain as parents are forced to make use of private transport.
When it comes to private, including abomalume, because some abomalume are not affiliated even on Santaco, so it's up to them. A vehicle that ought to take probably 10 people, if you can just stop it randomly, 20 people are going to come out of that. It is the role of the parent that why don't you investigate, why don't you invest after understanding that actually the human beings will be transported on a day-to-day basis. So it is the duty. So the regulation is going to assist us.
Lutuli High School at Umthwalume on the KwaZulu-Natal South Coast has more than 1,700 learners, most of whom live 10 kilometers away from school and need to use private transport to get there. The school achieved a matric pass rate of 84% in 2025.
10-15 kilometers coming from the school. It's quite a long distance now for the learners coming to the school. Just because the so-called school is actually doing very well, we find learners coming from very far coming to the school just because of the education that we're actually providing in the school. Actually using omalume, and obviously sometimes the learners are actually late. Of course, that is actually impacting in the early coming of the so-called of the learners. Then we are badly affected on this one.
The department says it had used 300 million rand from its road construction budget to assist the Department of Education with scholar transport. More than 70,000 learners from 400 schools make use of the service. But more than 150,000 learners are on a waiting list for scholar transport. The Department of Transport says 1.6 billion rand is needed to provide the learners with transport. It has promised a comprehensive audit of all private operators. The provincial government says law enforcement will not let up until they can ensure that all learners in the province have safe transport to school. For SABC News, I am Jayed Paulse in Umthwalume on the South Coast.